now, Scout. The trial's about to start.
I wasn't even being noisy.
All rise.
The court may be seated. Mayella Ewell, you are being tried for perjury and conspiring to kill Tom Robinson. What does the defendant plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
What a surprise. Is there any tangible evidence for the prosecution or the defendant to bring forth?
Yes, the diary of one Mayella Ewell.
Objection!
And the official search warrant for the Macomb County Jail.
Anything from the defendant?
No.
All right. Can we hear the opening statement of the prosecution? Let's make this quick, shall we? I've had enough of this Ewell versus Robinson rivalry.
Your Honor, people of the jury, this county is held up on its citizens' honesty. What happens when a person lies? We end up here. This town receives such a shock that we lose a sense of trust. Another big part of this community is its sense of family and neighborly love. When a neighbor dies, no matter the color, the town is sent into a tailspin of loss and heartache. I wholeheartedly believe that Mayella is guilty of taking down these standards we hold so near and dear to our hearts. I fully believe Mayella is guilty of these treacherous deeds. Thank you, Your Honor.
Finally, Gilmer, it's your turn. Make it quick before I get any more gray hairs.
Judge is being real ornery today.
Yes, Your Honor. Kind people of the jury, Your Honor, my client is not guilty in the slightest. If anything, she is guilty of protecting the honest name of her family. Helen Robinson is looking for revenge of her guilty husband, Tom. The sweet Southern belle wouldn't even hurt a fly, let alone think about conspiring to kill a human, even if it was a Negro. Now, Mayella and I believe in upholding the values of honesty and neighborly love, as well as the next. So are we to believe that this innocent child is guilty of doing such horrendous things? I leave you with this terrible question. Thank you, jury. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's get this show on the road. Atticus, please call your first witness to the stand.
I call Calpurnia to the stand.
Do you hereby swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Calpurnia, you walk to my home to service my family every day. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, for 20 years.
And in your trek to my estate, you pass by the Ewell residence, correct?
Yes, sir, every day.
And throughout all these years, has there ever been anything peculiar coming from the house?
Yes, sir. Usually a good bit of hollering, and occasionally I'd hear real loud sounds, like chairs breaking or something real loud.
Could you ever identify the voices coming from the hollering in the house?
Yes, sir. Mr. Bob Ewell and his girl Mayella. Clear as day they didn't carry on so loud.
Did it ever sound like Mr. Ewell was yelling at Mayella? Like he was mad at her or something?
So it did. She'd be screaming and sometimes sounded like crying.
Do you think it would be possible for Mr. Ewell to have caused her any physical harm?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gilmer, would you like to question the witness?
Yes, sir. Calpurnia, in the years you've been walking past the Ewells, how often would you say you got close to the house?
Never, sir. I tried to stay on the other side of the road, sir. It was real scary with them in such a fuss. I was afraid something would fly out of the window, sir.
So, is it safe to say you never actually looked into the house?
No, sir. And even if I was on that side of the road, I wouldn't look in. I never had the impulse to end my life.
So, you never really knew who was hollering? It may not even been the Ewells.
I guess, sir.
I rest my case. If you never saw who was hollering, then there is no evidence.
I heard their voices. I know it was the Ewells. Calpurnia, please only answer questions. Yes, sir. Do you have another witness, Atticus?
I call Mrs. Helen Robinson to the stand.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
What can you recall from the trial 2 months ago regarding Tom Robinson and Mayella Ewell?
Well, how could I forget a second of my husband's death sentence? I remember all of it, but what I remember most is Mayella accusing my husband of something that just ain't true.
What wasn't true?
She said my Tom forced himself on her. Tom was the most loyal man that God made. He wouldn't hurt a fly, let alone leave me and the children.
If what Mayella said wasn't true, why do you assume she accused Tom?
Because he was a colored man, and her father needed an excuse for the crimes he'd done to his daughter, leaving her in such a mess. My Tom would never leave those kinds of bruises on anyone, especially a woman. Not to mention, he only had one good arm, so it's downright impossible for him to have done what they say he done.
So are you saying you're accusing Mr. Ewell of the harm done to Mayella?
Yes, sir. And when the people start thinking that the black man was innocent, they must have been mighty scared, and that's why they had to get rid of him.
Get rid of whom?
My husband, Tom, sir. Had to bury the truth, I guess, before it got out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gilmer, you have any questions for Mrs. Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Go on.
What was the verdict of your husband's case? Well, the jury found him guilty, sir. And did either you ever threaten your husband? Well, not to my knowledge, sir. Then how can you go accusing them of killing Tom Robinson, let alone conspiring? They never laid one bad finger on him. Heck, the jury voted unanimously that he was a guilty man. How can you accuse two good white people of such a crime? Thank you, Taylor. That's all I needed.
I'm calling a recess. I need a cigar.
How can an old crone like Gilmer go yelling at a sweet little lady like Helen?
Scout, you learned nothing from last trial.
What are you getting at, Jim?
People who make 'em aren't kind to folk like Helen.
You mean colored like Cal and Everett Sykes?
Exactly. Tom would have been tried the exact same way even if he had been literate. People who make 'em don't get it because they don't have fathers like Atticus.
It's real hot out here, Scout.
Let's go inside.
I would like to call Robert Ewell Jr. to the stand.
Bob Jr., what's he, 7?
Bob Jr.'s only 5.
But why? Having a baby as a witness don't make a lick of sense. How's Atticus gonna make him squeal in his own blood?
You'd be surprised how loudmouth babies are. Take you, for example.
Well, this baby's gonna pound your face into the dirt.
Sit down and act more like a lady. You're making a scene.
Will the defendant please proceed to question the witness?
Junior Ewell, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Would you say your father was a real good daddy? Yes, sir. He was real good to us. Fed you, clothed you, kept you living. Yes, sir. I hear right now, ain't I? Do you really think your father, who loved you and cared for you so much, would ever want to see his children sad or hurting? No, sir. Daddy loved us and fed us and clothed us. Need I say more? Bob Ewell would never lay a finger on any of his children. Thank you, Your Honor.
Questions for the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Junior, can you tell us a little bit about your father?
Well, Dad was real good to us. He always made sure we was acting right and real good. We always were taught to be nice to older folks like Daddy.
Was he always nice to you, Junior?
Yeah, always nice to me.
Are you sure? Think real hard.
Well, all daddies get mad every now and then, but we never got yelled at too bad.
If I remember correctly, Mayella would give you a nickel for some ice cream.
Yeah, me and the other little ones.
Objection! Your Honor, this ain't important to the case.
Atticus, you going anywhere with this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. Atticus, continue.
Junior, on what occasions did Mayella give you the coin to go get ice cream?
Oh, I would say she just did it because she was feeling real kindly.
And what would your father be doing?
I'm not real sure. Mayella always sent us out before Daddy and I had one of their grown-up talks.
Did you ever see your father when you came back?
Sometimes, but most times he seemed real mad and run out into the field.
And how is Mayella feeling after one of these grown-up talks?
Well, she looked real sad sometimes, but she always told us it was her lady problems. She told us we'd get when we were grown up too.
Did she ever look hurt? Did she ever have anything like scratches or bruises you ever noticed before?
I guess. Oh yeah! Her face looked real roughed up, but we assumed it was her lady problems.
And did she ever have anything on her arms?
I'm not real sure.
Do you not remember?
I do, sir. It's just after the grown up talks, she liked to wear long sleeves for a while.
Now, do you think your father would ever hurt one of you kids?
Well,
Junior.
I don't really know. It's just that sometimes Daddy got real mad at us.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, it's Mayella's turn, ain't it?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? This time?
I do, and I didn't tell a lie last time.
Ms. Mayella Ewell, you are here on account of you keeping a personal diary and the cold revenge of this colored woman here. Now, I have no idea in the slightest why there could even be a suggestion that what you said of your rape was a lie. What exactly did you write in your diary that is being questioned?
Well, there ain't hardly nothing in this old diary. I only wrote it once or twice. And there's nothing about my daddy ever beating me or nothing. Because it never happened.
Would you mind reading a small portion from the night of your rape?
I don't really like remembering it, but I'll read it. I don't think I have ever been as scared as I was tonight. Daddy ain't never run so fast in his life. And I ain't never been so mad at Tom as I is right now. And, well, this next part got ripped out, because I wrote explicitly about the rape and all the feelings and stuff, and I just couldn't bear to think about it no more. So I ripped it out.
Yes, it must have been a traumatic experience. An experience, ladies and gentlemen, that a woman should be able to forget, but instead we are continuing to force her memory upon it. Why would a woman lie about something that is so sensitive? No one in their right mind would feign their own rape. Mayella, did you ever want the man who raped you dead?
No. I just want him somewhere he couldn't get to me no more.
And why wouldn't you? Poor girl. Now, Mayella, did you ever conspire to kill Tom Robinson?
Absolutely not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Atticus, what questions you have for the prosecuted?
Is he gonna make fun of me again?
Probably, but not intentionally. So, you said you had ripped out some pages from your diary?
Yes, sir. Just couldn't relive that awful night.
I'm sure. But what I fail to see is how what you read from the diary had anything to do about Mr. Tom raping you.
Well, it did.
But you said you had never seen Daddy so angry in your whole life. And you said you'd never been so angry at Tom. But why did you talk about Tom using his first name?
Well, 'cause he'd helped me out before, and...
Perjury!
What? I never lied!
Yes, you did. In the trial with Tom, you said you had never seen that man before.
You are being mean to me again!
Objection! Your Honor,
Yes!
she lied.
No, I
In
didn't.
the trial,
I never
Calm down! This is a courthouse, not a civil rights rally. Atticus, please work on making your point without yelling at the prosecuted. Overruled.
The diary point blankly states that your father had given you bruises and that you were scared of him in the first few pages. Would you mind reading the pages that I had flagged?
Why, yes, I would mind. You must be 2 hops off the crazy cliff if you think I would let all these grown men know on all my personal feelings.
Read it, Mayella.
Fine. I wish there was a way to cover my bruises without having to wear such hot clothes or to keep mud on my face for a week. The little ones would be scared if they knew what he did when I sent them out for ice cream.
Objection! That never said that Bob Ewell did it.
Overruled. That is for the jury to decide.
Did your father ever beat you, Miss Mayella?
Stop making fun of me.
I'm not. I'm just asking a simple question and you're going to answer. Did your father ever beat you?
Well, I made mad sometimes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And on the night of your rape, those bruises, where did they come from?
My father. But Tom really did rape me.
So, you confessed to perjury. Read the other flag proportion of your diary.
I'm so embarrassed about last night. I just want the evidence to go away. It's not fair. I'm all alone in my cell with the world against me. I just want him gone. I ain't never said dead. I just said gone.
Gone? Dead? What's the difference? You wouldn't care, would you?
Yes, I would.
Please let me finish, Miss Mayella. Jury, Judge Taylor, I want to ask you to think about what kind of people you are letting into this world. She has willingly admitted to perjury. Maybe it was just for her father beating her, but what about conspiring to kill Mr. Tom Robinson? Is it such a far assumption that she lied about everything in the trial to protect her father? Ask yourself, after knowing that she's a God-fearing liar, what did she lie about? I have faith you will make the right decision.
I'll bet they make the same mistake as last time. They're just gonna let her walk.
Even though she confessed to her lying under oath?
Yeah, I've been noticing lately. Mako made a community of smart folk.
Here comes Judge Taylor.
Wow, that was fast. Wonder what they decided.
The verdict is guilty on accounts of perjury and sentences of 4 months of community service, but not guilty on accounts on conspiring to kill Tom Robinson. Court adjourned.
See, I told you.